Let me introduce you to Salman Sayyed.
हवलदार आ रहा बाद में आता थी.
He was born on the streets of Mumbai and is now a teacher in the United States.
I got tons of soul on my true collectible. Famous, so famous, number one desirable. I do what I want when I want and how
I was born on December 3rd, and 3 days later, Babri Masjid got demolished, and the whole city was on fire and blood. Like people were killing each other. So my mom was alone with 3 kids on the street when these things were happening, and no food, no money, and no husband, and the whole city is like burning.
His mother was a rag picker, his father was an alcoholic. He lost his baby sister to poverty and his brother to trafficking. His older sister worked as a housemaid in 8 different homes.
My mom used to collect those trash from the street, from the seashore. So a lot of years I helped my mom with that. Then someday we would go to the mosque, Hajjali Dargah, and we would beg for food and some money. Then I was about like 10. Then I started selling books at traffic light.
बेचेंगे अपना भी डैम आएगा. इंस्टीट्यूट जॉब बेचेंगे छोड़े.
There was a book called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. You know how we used to say it? Ma'am, the monk who sold a Ferrari? He's like so funny. He's like
You would just imitate the sound,
the sound
that you would hear
yeah.
from people.
So the books I sold, I would ask people to help me read the titles at the traffic light, and they would help us to know the title and understand and how they're saying.
सर स्टीव जॉब
बहुत स्ट्रगल था, मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको. भागना पड़ता था गाड़ी के पीछे से. अंधेरा टाइम लोग बुक लेके भाग भी गए. आंखों से जमा आंसू आ जाए कि लाइक पूरा दिन निकल गया, एक बुक नहीं बिका और अब एक लेके भी भाग गया. One of the first books I sold was Black Friday. When I made my first money on that day, I promised myself that no matter what happened from now onward, I'll make sure my family is fed every day.
Did you ever encounter violence or drugs at the street?
There is always violence on the street. People fight against each other. All my friends, they have some sort of addiction, you know, either smoking or drinking. And I tried that too. I will not lie. I tried all different things among friends and everything.
What was the turning point of your life? You speak beautiful English.
I saw 2 ladies were talking to a couple of kids. So my friend, he introduced me to Caroline, and he said, this guy can speak English. I think that was a turning point. So Caroline said, why don't you come to Akanksha?
He was supported by Akanksha, a non-profit providing quality education to children who otherwise would have never attended school.
I started going to Akanksha office to study there. After center, I would spend a whole day, sit in the office, and they would teach me different topics and subjects. Then I would come back at night and sell books.
At 16 years old, when most teenagers are listening to music, dating, thinking about college, he entered a classroom for the first time.
I failed in 10th grade. First time when I tried, everyone was laughing. They started calling me the white guy because I was forcing myself to sell books only to foreigners so that I get opportunity to talk to them, to improve my English. Because my 10th grade was coming and it was all in English. I would go every single day, Casey College, 7 a.m. Later, I would sell books. While doing that, I got another job as a tour guide of city. I slept many nights without food, without telling my family that I have nothing here. I was just trying my hard. While I was completing that, my bachelor's degree, Akanksha, a non-profit that helped me throughout this process, they were always there to support me. And I never took financial support. I'll be very honest. I always talked to them. I asked for the guidance. I asked for teaching me.
He met a woman from the United States while working as a travel guide. She offered to support and help him move to the US.
In 2018, I met Beth. She was an executive director back then for Salt Lake Community College, and they were doing a tour in India. And then I started talking to Beth, and I was telling her my story and how I started, how my life. She said, "Agar tumko master, if you have a plan, I might help you." So at first I thought, yeah, ये भी हजारों लोग में से एक है जो बहुत सी promises करते. But Beth followed through. And उस टाइम पे मेरा पासपोर्ट भी हो चुका था, मेरा वीज़ा भी हो चुका था, and I was ready to fly with her. So then I flew with her. And उसके बाद 4 साल I lived with her and her family.
Wow.
उसने मुझे बहुत सपोर्ट किया. And then I got my master's, my MBA in digital marketing.
And today, he teaches photography and short film production at Juan Diego Catholic High School in the United States. If this isn't the American dream, what is? From no education on the streets of Mumbai to shaping young minds in America.
बहुत सालों तक मैम ईद में हमको कभी कपड़े नहीं मिले अच्छे एज अ किड. आई रिमेंबर एक टाइम पे हजेली में मेरी मॉम ने अपने दुपट्टे से एक शर्ट और एक फ्रॉक बनाया था मेरी बहन और मेरे लिए ईद में. जब से मैं पैसा कमाने लगा मैं मेरी भांजी भतीजी मेरी मॉम को हमेशा ईद के लिए कपड़ा आना ही चाहिए. आई टेक केयर ऑफ माई एंटायर फैमिली. आई सेंड मनी टू माई मॉम, माई डैड, my nieces, my nephew, my sister. My sister was working at 8 different houses as a housemaid. I'm like, leave all 8, work for one. I'll pay you exact same money. I hired my sister to take care of my mom because my mom was sick. And I tell my nieces and nephew, I will give you the childhood which I never had. So whatever you want.
जब आप अपनी मुंबई की ट्रैफिक सिग्नल वाली लाइफ और अब की अमेरिका की लाइफ को कंपेयर करते हो, क्या सबसे बड़ा डिफरेंस लगता है?
तो जब मैं अच्छे से पढ़ लिख के थोड़ा आगे बढ़ गया, पहली बार जब अमेरिका आया था, उसके बाद जब मैं वापस गया ना तो लोगों में एक रिस्पेक्ट देखा मैं. लोग मेरे लिए रिस्पेक्ट से बात करने लगे. लोगों को पता नहीं है यहाँ पे कि लाइफ क्या है, एक्चुअल लाइफ का स्ट्रगल क्या है. कुछ बच्चे लोग जो ऐसा कंप्लेन करते कि उनके माँ बाप उनको ज़बरदस्ती स्कूल भेजते हैं. मैं बोलता हूँ तुम लकी हो यार. Life is not about what you have. It's all about what you make with what you have.